Daily Broadside, day 521. Watched a video today, a quick little blurb video of Biden on the beach in Delaware. And he's sitting there on his little umbrella, just out on the beach, enjoying life like a president should, I guess. And he's surrounded by what looks like 3 or 4 Secret Service guys, right? And they're in like 5'11" cargo police pants. They got their little, ball cap, sunglasses, a collared shirt is pulled out over their waist because they're clearly carrying guns. And it's like, God bless, that's got to be just a miserable. Can you imagine just standing on the beach in long pants, wearing a gun? And one of them had like a black shirt. I mean, I know black will hide a little bit better imprint of a firearm you're carrying, but damn, dude, like it's Delaware, but it's still the sun, coming down on you. That's just got to be miserable. Absolutely miserable. And I'm like, dude, just wear some shorts, wear a tank top like me, because I've been rewiring my bathroom today as I remodel it. And it's just a little bit more comfortable because y'all look ridiculous. Protecting some dude that could be protected the same in shorts. Hell, go shirtless. I mean, again, we know you got a gun, so what if we can see it? It'll just allow you to get to it a little quicker. You don't have to lift your shirt if something comes out on the beach to attack him. What? Maybe a narwhal or something. But and another thing, I was thinking the other day that I had stumbled upon a theory that I couldn't find an answer to on Google. I was trying to say, okay, so if you're standing in, like, let's say you're standing in the middle of a road, right? It's a blacktop road, and it's 90 degrees outside, and you're standing in the middle of that road, and it's hot as balls out there. But then you can walk off the road, just off the road, there's like a whole tree line, and there's all this shade, right? And so I was asking, my son and I were having a conversation. I said, what do you think? Do you think that shade is like consistently the same? And because like if, let's say it's 90 degrees on the street, but then you go into the shade and it's like automatically like 72 degrees, it's just way thousands of times cooler, right? But it's the same percentage as if you were, let's say you were standing in an 80 degree middle of the street, right? And it was 80 degrees beaten down and you walked into the shade. Would it be the same percentage cooler to get to the same percentage down to a temperature as it is? And I couldn't find the answer for this dumb question that was plaguing me. But in my head, it made sense. Shade would always be the same. But then I was like, well, if you extrapolate that further, let's say it's 40 degrees. And let's say the magical number is 23% cooler. I don't know what 23% of 40 is, but you eventually get to a point where you're working into below freezing temperatures. And I don't know if it's possible for it to be like 30, 28 degrees, and then in the shade it's 9. I don't think that's possible. So then I finally found my answer. And I didn't know this, or if I did know this, I hadn't thought about this in a long time. It's not why it feels colder in the shade. The shade is the air temperature. And I'm like, God, I'm dumb. I was like, this is just meteorology 101. And I just completely ignored this fact. So if you're standing in the shade, that's the actual ambient air temperature. When you're standing in the middle of the road, you're getting the ambient air temperature, but it feels 1,000 times hotter because the sun is radiating off your skin, which makes you feel, that much hotter and all. And I felt so stupid, and I'm hoping that all of y'all don't feel stupid for listening to this, that you're like, duh. Or maybe some of you are like, I never thought about it that way. But there, I thought I'd come up with some dumb, thing whereby, all shade is consistently 17% cooler, but it's not. And I don't know why that popped into my head, but here's a new idea for you. I think that, now we're going to go back in time to like the 80s, right, where all these people were in their prime. I think it would be awesome if we, you got all these movies, The Expendables comes to mind, right? I've never seen it, but I've seen the cast, right? It's like just a veritable who's who of, movies, of action movies, right? It's got everybody in it for the most part. I mean, I don't think like, what was a guy that was in like Death Wish? I got Pierce Brosnan in my head. Pierce Brosnan, Charles Bronson. He wasn't in it. I think he was already dead. But people like that. Chuck Norris, Schwarzenegger, Stallone, Jason Statham, whatever his name is. All these action heroes. Bruce Willis, everybody. Jean-Claude Van Damme. All these people, right? Let's say that we got some scenario. And let's say there's a warlord that has captured, several Americans in Somalia, right? And we're like, call up Stallone and his crew. We're sending them out, right? And so we load them up like Arnold did in what was that movie? Not Contra. What was the one where Alyssa Milano's his daughter? Turbo, Heat, Reload. What's it called? Damn it. It's not Contra. Commando. Yeah. Remember he goes in there and he's just loading. He breaks into the store and he loads up all his crap and then gets on a little inflatable boat to go out in the ocean or wherever the crap he went. And they got the run of the sports goods, right? You got M4s and you got H&Ks. You can get, pistols. You got everything you want. All the grenades, all the explosives, all the entry stuff, any kind of weapon system that you would like, we will get you. Semi-automatic shotguns, it doesn't matter. We'll get you all that. And we load all these bastards up into a plane and we dump them out over Somalia. And then we see what they can do. And they've got great coordinates, the best GPS, night vision, like everything Delta, SF, all those dudes would have, right? I mean, they're just kitted up, right? And they go out into Somalia, and one by one, they just get slaughtered by the warlords regime, right? I mean, they're just gunning down Arnold in the streets, and Stallone just gets killed, and they just kill them all. And then we're like, these people are not even, but then what if one of them gets through? What, I think it would be funny if Chuck Norris died first. But what if one of them gets through, and it's like Bruce Willis? Not current Bruce Willis. This is like 87 Bruce Willis, not like the guy that's, got problems going on, because he would jump out at the wrong time or something and be like, we're still over the ocean, but he would, let's say he makes it through and you're like, damn, that Die Hard crap really could have happened, who knew? But Stallone and Arnold are idiots, man. They died in the first entry, right? They didn't even make it through the first room. Zero Dark 30 my ass. But I just think it would be interesting to see what they really got. How skilled are our action heroes when put to the real test in the real world against Somalian warlords? We shall see. And tonight is a great night. Why? Because I majored in political science, and I absolutely love a debate. And tonight is the first debate. Love debates on both sides. I could literally watch them for like 14 hours in a row without getting up to piss. Like I just lock in, and it's going to be great. And then goofball Trump is scheduled his Tucker Carlson thing at 9 o'clock to compete with it. Why don't he just go live and do commentary over the debate that he's not attending because he's so far ahead in the polls, much like MSNBC and CNN and Crowder and all these people will do, breaking points. So I'll have like a live show and all that. That would be much better. Just mock it. Just it'd be like Mystery Science Theater 3000. You're basically just, whatever. But here's my predictions, all right? I think Vivek Ramaswamy will, he does not back down from anything. He's not afraid. He's going on all the right shows and everything, and he's getting his name out there. He's starting to grow. He's kind of the conservative right-wing version of what RFK is doing, just this grassroots thing that's building a swell. And he's not afraid to debate his points. I mean, he'll take it on. Chris Christie is also a very effective politician. He's a good speaker. He gets his point across. Whether you like him or not is a different story, but they both are very effective speakers. I think that they will take the lead tonight. The people that will completely lose will be Nikki Haley, who's just a nothing politician, has nothing to offer. She's just same old. She's, a pretty face on the same old, donkey, elephant, I should say. But I think DeSantis will lose. I think this will be the first time that he's seen anybody go after him, and I think Christie will have to go after him to try to make a better name for himself in the polls, and I think Vivek will go after him because he's not afraid to go after people, and that will be an interesting debate. And DeSantis, as sharp as he can be with explaining his side of things and all, I don't think he's going to be ready for what's coming at him, I don't think Scott will do that well, just be kind of a humdrum, whatever. Mike Pence might as well call it, a day, because he's just going to tank and look like a complete buffoon that he is. Just nothing new. It's just same old Washington BS, which some of them have to some degree, with the exception of maybe Vivek, however you say it. And who was the other one? There seems like there was one more person on. But those are my predictions. I cannot wait, and it's going to be a delight, and it's going to be fun, because this is the politician season, and 'tis the season. Oh, Merry Christmas. Anyway, I don't know why I said that. Y'all have a good one, kitty.